Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to start styling the mobile menu for solo website. Okay, in last lecture, we wrote HTML markup for mobile menu, and this is the current shape of mobile menu. In this lecture, we will start applying CSS to this mobile menu. I need to close main menu markup, and we will just focus on mobile menu. Okay, I'm going to style.css. And I need to write comment for mobile menu. I'm going to write comment for mobile menu, and comment is mobile menu. Okay, now let's write CSS for mobile menu. We will write CSS for mobile menu inside style.css, and later we will move the CSS of mobile menu to responsive.css. Okay, we have this open button for mobile menu. First, we are going to style this open button. I'm going to select this open button with its ID, and the ID value for open button is mobile-nav-open-btn. We have created this pane with an ID mobile-nav-open-btn, and now we will use this ID to select this open button inside style.css. I am going back to style.css, and now I am going to select this open button, and the ID value for this open button is mobile-nav-open-btn. Okay, now we have selected this open button. Let's apply CSS to this open button. First, I am going to increase its size by setting its font size, and the font size value is 30 pixels. Okay, next I am going to set the color for this open button, and the color value is I am going to set moon yellow color for this open button, and the hex value of moon yellow color is #F4C613. Okay, now we have yellow color open button. Next, I am going to set the cursor with pointer value, and I need to set the Z index value, and the Z index value is 2. The Z index value is going to make sure that this open button will always stay on the top of other elements. Okay, now it is time to position this open button on top right corner of extra small screen. And to do that, first we need to set the position relative for its parent element. If you look at HTML markup, we have created this mobile menu open button inside navbar header div. So we need to position this open button inside this navbar header, and for that we need to set the position relative for this parent element, which is navbar-header. Let's do it. I'm going back to style.css, and now I am going to select navbar header. We have a div with class navbar-header. Okay, now we have selected navbar header, and I am going to set its position with relative. Okay, now we can position this open button anywhere inside navbar header. Okay, to position open button inside navbar header, we need to set its position with absolute. And now I'm going to move this button to right side, and for that I need to set right dimension with 0, and I need to set top with 6 pixels. Okay, perfect. Now we have positioned open button on top right corner. As you can see on scroll, the mobile menu is getting white background effect, and this is because of we have included the mobile menu inside nav element. Let me show you. As you can see, we have included mobile menu inside nav element, and we are adding white background on scroll using jQuery. I hope you remember that. We did that while building main navigation bar. Okay, I'll get back to style.css. Okay, now I'm going to do a very important thing. I'm going to hide this open button for large, medium and small screens, and we will display this mobile menu open button just for extra small screens. Right now we have this open button for all screens. but we need to hide mobile menu for large, medium and small devices, and we will display this mobile menu open button just for extra small screens. Okay, now I am going to hide this open button. I need to write comment, and comment is hide mobile navigation open button. To hide this button, I am going to set the display property with none. Okay, now the mobile menu open button is invisible, and it is invisible for all the screens. Okay, now we need to display the open button just for extra small devices, and for that I'm going to responsive.css file, and I need to look for extra small devices media query. Okay, this is the media query for extra small devices, and now inside this media query I am going to show the mobile menu open button. I need to write comment, and now I'm going to write the CSS selector for mobile menu open button, and the CSS selector is hash mobile -nav -open -btn. I'll copy the CSS selector and I'm going to use it inside this media query, and I'm going to set the display property with block. Okay, now the mobile menu open button is visible for extra small screen, and it will be invisible for large, medium and small screens, and it will be only visible for extra small screens. Now you can see that the mobile menu is visible for this screen size. Let me write comment for this CSS, and the comment for this CSS is, let me copy it from here. So this was about hiding the mobile menu open button, and this is for making the mobile menu visible just for extra small devices. So the comment is show mobile menu open button. Okay, for this navigation bar we need to make little adjustment inside this media query. As you can see, there is too much space on left and right side of this navigation bar, and that is because of paddings. Now I am going to remove that extra padding, and for that I need to select few elements. First I am going to select a div with class site-nav-wrapper, and we have one another div with class white-nav-top, and for both of these two divs we need to set padding with 0. As you can see, we have a div with class site-nav-wrapper. We have used this div for navigation bar, and we also have white nav top for navigation bar, this one. We add this white-nav-top class using jQuery on scroll to show white navigation bar, and for these two elements we need to set padding with 0, but just for this media query, but just for extra small devices. Okay, next, when this navigation bar is in its normal state, the state when the user has not yet scrolled, we need to create some top and bottom space. We need to create some top and bottom internal space for this navigation bar, and for that I am going to use main navbar, this one. We have nav element with class navbar, and now I am going to create internal top and bottom space for this nav element, but just for extra small devices. Now I am going to select the main navigation bar with class navbar, and for this navbar we need to set the padding values, and I'm going to set the top and bottom with 20 pixels and left and right with 0. And this just created top and bottom internal spacing for this navbar element. Okay, those were little adjustment I wanted to make for this navigation bar on extra small devices. Okay, now I'll get back to mobile menu. I'm done with styling the mobile menu open button. And now we will style the actual mobile menu. Okay, for mobile menu we have created a div. Let me show you. For mobile menu we have created a div with an ID mobile-nav. And now we are going to apply CSS to this div. I am going to select mobile menu with its ID, and ID is mobile-nav. Okay, now we have selected this mobile menu. For this mobile menu, first I am going to set width property with 100% value. This mobile menu is going to take 100% width of extra small screen. Next, we need to position this mobile menu. We need to position this mobile menu with fixed value. And we need to set top with 0 and we need to set top with 0 and left with 0. And we need to set the Z index value with 3. By this way, this mobile menu will always stay fixed on top of this web page while scrolling. And now you can see that the mobile menu is fixed while scrolling. Okay, now let's set the background color for this mobile menu. And the background color I am going to use for this mobile menu is RGBA value, and I am going to set white background. This is going to provide white background, and I am going to set the alpha value with 0.9 so we can see through it. If I set the alpha value with 1, there will be complete white background, but we need it little transparent. Therefore, I am going to use 0.9. And this value is going to make this background little bit transparent. Okay, next we need to set transition property for mobile menu. I am going to consider all transitions for mobile menu, and transition duration is 300 milliseconds with linear animation type. I need to add browser vendor prefix for this transition property. If there is any transition for this mobile menu, that will take 300 milliseconds with linear animation. Okay, next I am going to set overflow Y with hidden value. This is just to make sure that if the content of mobile menu overflows, it is going to hide it. This is just for safety purposes. Okay, I'll move forward, and now I'm going inside mobile menu and we will start styling the close button. For this close button, we have created a span element. Let me show you. For close button, we have created a span element with an ID mobile-nav-close-btn. And now we are going to apply CSS to the span element. I'm going to select the close button with its ID, and ID is mobile-nav-close-btn. Okay, now we have selected this close button. Let's style this close button. First, I'm going to set the font family property, and the font family I'm going to use for this button is Railway and sans serif as an alternate font. Next, I need to set the font size property with 70 pixels, and I need to set the color for this close button, and the color value I'm going to set is gray color, and the hex value of gray color is 21226. Next, I need to set the font weight property with 400, and I need to set the cursor with pointer for this close button. By setting cursor with pointer value, you are going to see pointer on mouse over for this close button. And I'm applying all of these CSS. I'm applying font family, font size, color, and font weight for this close button. Actually, this close button is HTML symbol, and the HTML symbol takes CSS. Okay, now I am going to position this close button. I am going to set the position with absolute for this close button, and now I am going to position this close button on top right corner. and for that I need to set the top with -9 pixels, and I need to set the right with 13 pixels. Perfect. This is the exact position for close button, and now the close button is exactly on front of open button. You can go ahead and you can play with top and right values. Okay, now I am going to set the transition property. For close button, I just need to set the transition duration, and the transition duration for close button is 0.3 second. So if there is any transition for close button, that is going to take 0.3 second. Okay, I will go ahead and I'll save all of these changes. I'm going to end this lecture here, and we will continue styling mobile menu by next lecture. In next lecture, we will style these menu items and we will create hover effect for mobile menu. I'll see you in next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome back. In this lecture, we will continue styling mobile menu. Okay, in last lecture, we started styling mobile menu and we applied some CSS to this mobile menu. We applied CSS for mobile menu open and close buttons, and we applied some CSS for mobile navigation. Inside mobile navigation, we have these menu items. Let me show you. I'm going to index.html file. Inside mobile nav, we have a div with an ID mobile-nav-content. And inside mobile nav content, we have an unordered list with class nav. And inside this unordered list, we have menu items with menu links. Now we are going to apply CSS to this part of mobile menu. We need to apply some CSS to this div which has an ID mobile-nav-content. Let's do it. I'm going back to style.css. Okay, now I'm going to select a div with an ID mobile-nav-content. Okay, now we have selected the inner part of mobile menu. We need to center align the content of mobile menu. I mean, we need these menu links in the center of mobile menu, and for that we need to set the text align property with center. Okay, now the content of mobile menu is center aligned. Next, I am going to make sure that the content of mobile menu takes 100% width, and for that I need to set the width property with 100% like this way, and we need to create top margin for the content of mobile menu. I am going to set the top margin with 30 pixels. Okay, it just created 30 pixels margin top for the content of mobile menu. Okay, now I am going to style these menu items. I am going to select these menu items. We have mobile nav, and inside mobile nav we have an unordered list, and inside this unordered list we have list items. Okay, now we have selected these menu items. For these menu items, we just need to create margin bottom so we can see some gap among these menu items. I need to set margin bottom with 20 pixels. Perfect. Now you can see there is gap among these menu items. Okay, now I am going to style menu links. Now I am going to write CSS selector to select these menu links. We have mobile nav, and inside mobile nav we have menu links. This is the easiest way to select these menu links, and now you can see that we have selected these menu links. Now let's apply CSS to these menu links. I am going to set the font family, and the font family value is railway and sans serif as an alternate font. Okay, next I am going to set the font size, and the font size value is 18 pixels, and I need to set the color value, and the color value is gray color, and I am going to set the font weight with 400, and I want these menu links in uppercase, and for that I need to set the text transform with uppercase. Okay, now we have these menu links in uppercase. Next I am going to set display property for these menu links, and the display value is inline. Okay, by setting display inline, these menu links are not going to take full width of the screen. Without display inline, these menu links are going to take 100% width of the screen. And with display inline, these menu links are going to take width as per their text. Okay, next we need to set the transition property for these menu links. And for transition, I am going to use the same transition which we used for close button. I am going to copy these transition properties and I am going to use them for these menu links. Okay, now I am going to do a very important thing. I want this mobile menu to take 100% height of extra small screen. And for that we need to set the height 100% for mobile nav. We have this mobile nav, and now I am going to set the height property with 100%. Okay, now you can see the mobile menu has taken 100% height and 100% width on extra small screen. Next we need to pull down the content of mobile menu, and to pull down the content of mobile menu we need to set the position property for mobile nav content. Now I am going to set the position for mobile nav content with relative, and I am going to pull down the content of mobile menu with 10% from top. So I need to set the top property with 10%. Okay, we just pulled down the content of mobile menu 10% from top. Okay, now let's apply the hover effect for these menu links. Now I am going to write CSS hover and focus selectors for these menu links. I am going to use this CSS selector, and I need to attach CSS hover selector like this way, and I need to attach focus selector like this way. Okay, on hover of these menu links we need to change the color of these menu links, and the color should be moon yellow color. And the hex value for moon yellow color is F4C613. Okay, if you check this mobile menu without a responsive tool, you will see there will be hover effect. Let me show you. I am going to view the solo website in normal view. Okay, now you can see there is hover effect for these menu links. And we have to do the same for this close button, and for close button we have this CSS selector. I am going to copy this ID value, and now I am going to attach hover and focus selector for close button like this way. Okay, now you can see that on hover we have moon yellow close button. Okay, now there is a nice hover effect for these menu links. Next, if you notice there is gray background. Might be you would not be able to see it. Okay, now you can see it. As you can see, there is gray background on hover, and we need to remove this gray background. And for that I just need to set the background property with none. Okay, now on mouse over the background for these menu links is gone. Okay, let's see the solo website inside mobile mode. It already has smooth scrolling effect. We can smoothly navigate to any section because we have smooth scroll class for these links. Let me show you. I am going to index.html file. As you can see, these links have smooth scroll class. And with the help of this class, we can smoothly navigate to any section. Okay, I am scrolling down, and I think we are missing the scroll spy effect. Actually, we are not missing the scroll spy effect. We need to add CSS for active link of mobile menu, and for scroll spy active state we have CSS for navigation bar. Okay, here it is. I'm going to copy this CSS and I'm going to use it for mobile menu. right here. Okay, for mobile menu, we have wide nav top, and inside this we have a div with an ID mobile-nav, and inside mobile-nav we have an unordered list with class nav. I need to remove this part. Okay, so this is going to add scroll spy effect. I mean, this is going to apply CSS for the active state of menu link, and now you will be able to see scroll spy effect. Now you can see. Let me refresh this web page. I will go ahead, I'll save my changes, and now I am going to refresh this web page. Okay, we have this mobile menu, and I'm going to scroll down, and you can see we got scroll spy effect for this mobile menu, and we can smoothly navigate to any section of Solo website. Okay, this is the view of mobile menu on iPhone 5. Okay, mobile menu is looking great. Let me modify this comment, and this comment is going to be mobile nav scroll spy active state. Okay, I'm done with styling mobile menu. In next lecture we are going to show and hide this mobile menu using jQuery, and that will be final step for mobile menu. And before I end this lecture, I need to do a very important thing. As I said in my last lecture, we will first write the CSS for mobile menu inside style.css, and then we will move the CSS of mobile menu to responsive.css file. And now I'm going to copy the CSS of mobile menu, and I'm going to move it inside responsive.css. We need to put the CSS of mobile menu on top of CSS media queries. So please make sure that you put the CSS of mobile menu on top of CSS media queries. So inside responsive.css file, first the CSS of mobile menu will go, and after that the CSS of media queries will go. Because by default the mobile menu will be hidden, and we are just displaying the mobile menu for extra small devices. You can see we are displaying the mobile menu just for extra small devices. Therefore, the order of mobile menu CSS and the media query CSS is very important. You need to put the CSS of mobile menu on top of responsive.css file. Okay, I'll beautify the code inside responsive.css file, and this is the CSS of responsive.css file, and I'm going to beautify the CSS of style.css. Okay, this is the CSS of style.css. Okay, as I said before, in next lecture we are going to show and hide this mobile menu using jQuery, and that will be final step for mobile menu. Thanks, and I'll see you in next class. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to add show and hide functionality for mobile menu using jQuery. Okay, now it is time to add show and hide functionality for this mobile menu. Before we add show and hide functionality, we need to hide this mobile menu. This mobile menu will be hidden by default. So to hide this mobile menu, we need to set the height of mobile menu with 0%. Now I am going to set the height of mobile menu with 0%. I need to write comment for this change, and comment is by default mobile nav will be hidden with height 0%. Please go ahead and set the height of mobile menu with 0%. Okay, now we only see this open button, and when user will click on this open button, the mobile menu will be shown. Now let's write the jQuery click event for this open button. I am going to script.js file, and now we will write jQuery code for mobile menu. I need to write commit for mobile menu. And comment is mobile menu. Okay, I need to write jQuery document.ready method, and inside this document.ready method we will write click event for this open button. Okay, actually on click event of this open button we will display mobile navigation. I need to write comment, and comment is show mobile navigation. Now I am going to select this open button with jQuery, and the ID value of this open button is, let me check it inside index.html file. The ID value of open button is mobile-nav-open-btn. I will copy this ID value and I am going to use it inside script.js file. I need to write $sign and then opening and closing parentheses and double quotation marks inside these parentheses and the ID value of this open button. Okay, now I am going to attach the click event. On click event of this open button, we are going to perform some action. And to perform some action, we need to write jQuery handler function inside these parentheses, and now I am going to write jQuery handler function. So on click of mobile nav open button, this handler function will be executed. Let's do a test. I am going to alert a message, and message is you just clicked open button. I am going to save script.js file and let's see this code in action. Okay, now I am going to click on this button and see we got a message you just clicked open button. So by this way we are going to handle the click event of this button. Now I am going to write the actual code. Now I am going to select the mobile navigation with its ID, and the ID value of mobile navigation is mobile-nav. Now I am going to select the mobile navigation inside jQuery. I need to put $sign, opening and closing parentheses and double quotation marks and then the ID value of mobile navigation. Okay, now we have selected the mobile navigation, and now I am going to attach the jQuery CSS method. This is jQuery CSS method, and this is going to help us to set any CSS property. And the CSS property I am going to set is height property. And we need to set back the height property with 100%. I will go ahead, I'll save script.js file and let's see this code in action. I am going to refresh this web page and I am going to click on these menu bars and see we got mobile menu with cool sliding down effect. Actually, this jQuery code is changing the mobile navigation height from 0 to 100% with cool animation because we have set transition with 300 milliseconds. Okay. Okay, now we have added the show mobile navigation functionality. Now we are going to hide this mobile navigation through this close button. I'm going to copy this jQuery code and I'll use it for hiding mobile navigation. Okay, now I'm going to select this close button and the ID value of this close button is mobile-nav-close-btn. And on click event of this close button, we are going to hide this mobile menu. And for that, I need to set the height with 0%. I will go ahead and I'll save script.js file and let's see this code in action. I'm going to refresh this web page. Okay, now I am going to show you the mobile menu by clicking on these menu bars. Perfect. And now I am going to hide this mobile menu by clicking on this close button. Gone. Open, close. Okay, the mobile navigation is working perfectly. Okay, that was easy, right? So by this way you display mobile navigation and by this way you hide mobile navigation. One last thing we need to do is to also hide this mobile navigation on click event of these menu items. I also want this mobile navigation to hide on click of these menu links, and it is very easy to do. I just need to include jQuery selector of these menu links along with this selector. I need to put comma, and now I am going to select these menu links. We have mobile nav, and inside mobile nav, this should be inside double quotation marks. Okay, we have mobile nav and inside this we have menu links. I'll go ahead, I'll save script.js file and let's see this code in action. I'm going to refresh this web page and now I'm going to display mobile navigation, and now I'm going to close this mobile navigation through this close button. I think I have made a mistake. Mobile nav. This jQuery code is not working and there is an error. Okay, I got it. This CSS selector is written in wrong way. It should go like this way. We have to write all of the CSS selectors inside double quotation marks. I'm sorry about that. Please go ahead and fix that. Okay, now let's see this code in action. Now I am going to display the mobile navigation. Perfect, we got mobile navigation, and now I am going to close this mobile navigation through this close button. Perfect. And now we have these menu links, and I'm going to click on team, and you can see that it has taken us to the team section and also it has closed the mobile navigation. Perfect. So this is how the mobile navigation should work. Okay, perfect. I'm done with mobile navigation. Now I'm going to beautify my code inside script.js file. And I need to beautify my code inside index.html file. I'll go ahead, I'll save my project files, and I need to reload brackets code editor with extensions. Okay, I need to close the header section because we are done with mobile navigation. Okay, I need to close all of these sections. Okay, please let me know if you have any confusion about any concept. I'm always here to help you. Okay, we are done with perfecting the layout of Solo website, and in next lecture we are going to test the layout of Solo website on all the major devices. We will test the layout of Solo website on iPhone, iPad, and we will test it on small, medium and large screens. So we can make sure that the layout of Solo website is great for all the screens. Thanks, and I'll see you in next class. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to test the layout of Solo website on some major screens. And I will also share some important online tools for testing responsive design. Okay, now we have perfected the layout of Solo website for responsive design. And now let's check it on some major screens. First, I am going to check the layout of Solo website on some large screens. Okay, this is the large screen of 2560 pixels width, and let's take a look at Solo website on this large screen. The layout of Solo website is looking good on this large screen. The Bootstrap framework is great choice for building responsive site, and you can see how the layout is looking great on this large screen. The portfolio section is taking 100% width of this large screen, and this is magic of Bootstrap container fluid class. Okay, everything is looking cool. Google Map is also taking full width of this large screen. Okay, everything is looking great on this large screen. Okay, now I am going to check the layout of Solo website on large screen of 2100 pixels width. I am going to enter 2100 pixels. Okay, this is the view of Solo website on large screen of width 2100 pixels. And everything is looking great. Okay, everything is good for this large screen. Now I am going to check the layout of Solo website on large screen of 1400 pixels width. Okay, everything is looking cool. For large screens, we should not worry because we built the Solo website on large screen. So therefore, everything should be perfect for large screens. Okay, now I am going to check the layout of Solo website on medium screens. This is the medium screen of 1024 pixels width. And everything is looking great on this medium screen. Okay, everything is cool for medium screen. And now let's check the layout of solo website on small screen. Okay, this is the screen width of 768 pixels. And the screen width of iPad portrait view is also 768 pixels. Now I am going to choose iPad from this list. And let's see the view of solo website on iPad portrait view. Okay, this is the iPad portrait view and the layout is looking great. Okay, now I am going to rotate this iPad. I am going to click on this rotate button. Okay, this is the landscape view of iPad. See how beautiful is solo website on landscape view of iPad. Okay, now let's see the solo website on iPad Pro. First, I'm going to check it on portrait view of iPad Pro. Okay. This is the iPad Pro portrait view and everything is looking cool. Okay. Now I am going to rotate this iPad Pro and this will be the landscape view of, okay, this is the portrait view. This is the portrait view and before we were looking at iPad Pro landscape view. Okay. Okay, perfect. Everything is looking good on iPad Pro. Now let's see the solo website on extra small screens. I am going to check the layout of solo website on iPhone 5. If you don't have iPhone 5 and iPhone 6 in this list, you can go to edit and you can choose it from already available devices list. Okay, now let's check the layout of solo website on iPhone 5. Okay, on extra small screens, you are going to see the mobile menu. Okay, this is the view of solo website on iPhone 5. See how beautifully things are looking on iPhone 5. Okay. Now I am going to rotate this iPhone 5. This is the view of solo website on iPhone 5 landscape. Okay. Okay, everything is looking cool on iPhone 5 landscape. Okay, perfect. Now let's check the solo website at iPhone 6. Okay, this is the view of solo website on iPhone 6. And everything is looking great. Now I am going to rotate the screen of iPhone 6. See how the Google Map gets resized on rotating screen. This is the landscape view of iPhone 6 and everything is looking good on iPhone 6. Now I am going to check the layout of Solo website on iPhone 7. Okay, this is the view of Solo website on iPhone 7. Now I am going to rotate the screen of iPhone 7 and this is the landscape view of iPhone 7. Okay, everything is looking cool on iPhone 7. And now let's check the Solo website on iPhone 8. Okay, everything is looking good on iPhone 8. Now I am going to rotate the iPhone 8 and this is the landscape view of iPhone 8. Okay, please go ahead and check the layout of Solo website on all of these major screens. Okay, we are good to go for responsive layout. Now I am going to share some useful online tools for testing responsive design. The very first tool I am going to share with you is responsinator.com. Please visit this URL and on this page you will find this online responsive design testing tool. You just need to enter your URL inside this box. I am going to copy this URL and I am going to enter it inside this box and then I am going to hit Go button. Now this tool is going to show you how your website is going to look on small screens. Okay, it will take little time to show you the Solo website on different screens. Okay, this is the view of Solo website on iPhone expensive portrait. I am going to scroll down and we have some more devices. Okay, this is the view of Solo website on iPhone expensive landscape. And we have some more devices. This is the view of Solo website on iPhone 6 and 8 with portrait. And this is the view of Solo website on iPhone 6 and 8 landscape. And this is the view of Solo website on iPhone 6, 8 plump portrait. This tool has many devices and on these devices you can check the layout of your website. Okay, now we have Android devices. I need to scroll up. For some reasons this tool is very slow right now. Okay, this is the view of Solo website on Android Nexus 4. This is the view of Solo website on Android Nexus 4 landscape. And now we will see the layout of Solo website on iPad. Okay, this is the iPad view. And after that we have landscape view of iPad. Okay, this is the iPad landscape. Please go ahead and give a try to this tool. Okay, the second tool I am going to share with you is quirktools.com/screenfly. Please visit this URL and on this URL you will find this tool and you just need to enter your URL and you need to press go button. This tool has several options. You can check the layout of solo website on different desktops, like we have 24-inch desktop screen, 23-inch desktop screen and 22-inch desktop screen, and the list goes on. You can also enable your scroll for this website by clicking on this scroll button. Okay, this is the view of solo website on 25-inch desktop. And this is the view of solo website on 20-inch desktop. And everything should be great for large screens. So please go ahead and check the layout of solo website on these desktops. And this tool has several options for tablets. Okay, this is the view of solo website on Nexus 7. Okay, we have several options for tablets, and this tool has options for mobile phones. Okay, this is the view of solo website on BlackBerry. And this is the view of solo website on iPhone 3 and 4. And this is iPhone 5. And it has options for television view. Okay. Please go ahead and check the layout of solo website on this tool. You can also enter your custom width and height. Okay, that's it about this lecture. I'm going to close these tools and I'm going to view the solo website in normal preview. Okay, this was all about responsive design. In next lecture, we will apply animation to solo website, which will be another cool feature for solo website. See you next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome to this new section. In this new section, we are going to apply cool animation to solo website. Okay, now we have built solo website, and next step is to make solo website more attractive by applying some cool animations. Let's take a look at demo version of solo website for animation. This is live demo of solo website. I'm going to refresh this web page and we will see how the animation is going to work for solo website. Okay, on page load, did you see we have cool animation for the elements of home section? Let me show you again. You can feel the headings are fading down and left. The text and button elements are zooming out. And we have infinite fading down animation for this arrow down. Now I am going to scroll down and we will see more animation on page scroll. I am going to click on this arrow down. And see, we have cool animation for about section. And as I keep scrolling, you will see more animations. We have animation for team section. Actually, I have applied animation to all the sections of Solo website. I'll keep scrolling and you will see animation for each section. You can see that each section has cool animation. Right now my system is slow, therefore you might not see the animation properly. But we have cool animation for each section. So this is how the animation is going to work for Solo website. And in this section I am going to show you how to add this cool animation. And this will be super easy to add animation like this. I have applied animation to all of these sections, but it is up to you where to add and where to not add the animation. Okay, in next lecture I am going to include the required libraries for animation. So I'll see you in next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture we are going to download and include the required libraries for animation. For animation we will use free CSS animation library, which is animate.css. Please visit this URL for animate.css. Animate.css has bunch of cool, fun and cross-browser animations for us, and we can use them in our projects very easily. It has animation for bounce in. It has animation for bounce in down. It has animation for fade in down. It has animation for fade in left. It has animation for fade out down. This library has a lot of animations. It has animation for flip. It has animation for sliding. It has animation for zoom. Please go ahead and check out these animations. Okay, the animate.css has great documentation on GitHub. Click on this GitHub link and it will take you to the official GitHub page for this library. On this GitHub page, you will find guidelines how to add and how to use animate.css library. This documentation shows how to set up this library. First, we need to include animate.css library. Second, we need to add the class animated to an element. And finally, we need to add one of the following classes. It can be bounce, bounce in, bounce up, fade out, zoom in up. We will choose animation class from this list, or we can choose it from this list. Okay. This documentation has some CSS properties for setting the animation duration and delaying the animation. We are going to use these two CSS properties. Okay, without any further delay, let's download this library. I'm going back to animate.css website and I'm going to click on this link which is saying download animate.css. I'm going to click on this link and it is going to download animate.css library on my system. Okay, I just downloaded animate.css library. Please go ahead and download animate.css. Okay, this is the animate.css library which I just downloaded. I'm going to move this library inside CSS folder of Solo website. I'm going to copy animate.css file and now I'm going inside project folder of Solo website, and now I'm going inside CSS folder, and inside CSS folder I'm going to create a new folder and I'll give it a name animate, and inside this animate folder I'm going to add animate.css file. Okay, now we have added animate.css file. Next step is to include animate.css file inside index.html file. I'm going to open index.html file and we are going to add animate.css file inside head section of Solo website. and we need to add animate.css file just before style.css right here. I need to write comment for animate.css file, and the comment is animate css. And now I'm going to put link tag, and I'm going to define the relationship, and relationship is style sheet. And now I'm going to define the href attribute, and now I'm going to link the animate.css library. Inside CSS folder we just created animate folder, and inside animate folder we have animate.css file. Okay, we just added animate.css library. Next we need to include one another library, which is wow.js. Please visit this URL for wow.js. Wow.js is a JavaScript library, and this JavaScript library is going to help us to reveal animation on page scroll, and it is friend of animate.css library. As you can see, we have this nice demo. As I'm scrolling down, you can see a cool animation on page scroll. So we need this wow.js library to show animation on page scroll. Don't worry about license, it is free to use for open source projects, and as a student you can use it freely for open source projects. Now let's visit the GitHub page of this JavaScript library. I'm going to click on this GitHub link, and it is going to take me to the official GitHub page of wow.js library. Okay, this is the GitHub page of wow.js. Reveal CSS animation as you scroll down a page. By default, you can use it to trigger animate.css animations, but you can easily change the settings to your favorite animation library. You can go ahead and you can read these advantages. We just saw the live demo of wow.js, and about license, as I said before, you can freely use wow.js for open source projects under GPL license. GPL is widely used free software license. Wow.js depends on animate.css library. Next, we have information about how to install and how to use wow.js library. Let's download this JavaScript library. I'm going to click on this download button, and I'm going to choose download zip, and it will start downloading wow.js on my system. Okay, I just downloaded a wow.js library, and I'm going to copy this wow-master folder, and I'm going to paste it on my desktop. Okay, now we have wow.js library. Now I'm going inside this folder, and inside this folder we have this dist folder. Dist means distributable. Now I'm going inside this dist folder, and from this dist folder I just need this file, which is wow.main.js. I'm going to copy this JavaScript file, and now I'm going inside project folder of solo website, and then I'm going to JS folder, and inside JS folder I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to give it a name wow, and inside this wow folder I'm going to paste wow.main.js file. Okay, now we have added JavaScript file of wow library. Now let's include it inside index.html file. I'm going to index.html file, and I'm going to link wow.js file just before script.js file right here. I need to write comment, and comment is wow.js, and now I'm going to put script tag, and I'm going to define the source attribute, and the source is we have JS folder, and inside JS folder we just created wow folder, right? And inside wow we have this wow.main.js file, and I need to put closing script tag. Okay, now we have linked wow.main.js file. Next step is to activate wow.js plugin, and it is very easy to do. If you visit how to use page of wow.js plugin, I'm going to click on this link which is saying how to use. On this page, you will learn how to set up wow.js plugin. In first step, we need to link animate.css library. We have already linked animate.css library, right? In second step, we need to link wow.min.js file, and after that we need to activate wow.js plugin. We just linked wow.min.js file, right? Now let's activate wow.js plugin. To activate wow.js plugin, I'm going to script.js file and I'm going to write comment for animation. Okay, now I'm going to add jQuery document.ready method. Inside this document.ready method, we need to activate wow.js plugin. And to activate wow.js plugin, we just need to write this line of code. I'm going to copy this line of code and I'm going to use it inside this jQuery document.ready method like this way. This line of code is going to activate, or you can say initialize, wow.js plugin. I need to write comment for this code. So wow.js plugin is going to help us to reveal animation on scroll. So the comment is animate on scroll. Okay, I will go ahead, I'll save my project files. Okay, now we have included animate.css file and we have included wow.min.js file and we just activated wow.js plugin. Sorry, we just activated wow.js plugin, right? And next we need to reveal animation, and that is something which we will start performing by next lecture. So that's it about this lecture. Thanks, and I'll see you in next class. See you in next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to start applying animation to Solo website. Okay, in last lecture, we included the required animation libraries. Now we will start using these animation libraries. We will start using animate.css and wow.js. Okay, let's start applying animation. This is the live preview of Solo website. We will start from home section. Inside home section, we have headings, paragraph, button and arrow down link. We need to apply animation for these elements. As per documentation of animate.css, we need to add two animation classes. We need to add class animated and we need to add one of the following classes. Now I am going to add class animated to this heading which is saying digital, and for this heading we have used h1 element with an id home-heading-1. Now I am going to add class attribute and I am going to attach this animated class. Okay. After writing animated, we need to choose the animation style. We can choose the animation style from this list or we can choose it from this list. For this heading, I want to use fade in down animation. So I need to choose fade in down animation. This is fade in down animation. I want this heading to fade in down. So for that, I need to add fade in down class. Now I'm going to attach fade in down class like this way. Okay, I will go ahead, I'll save index.html file and I'm going to refresh this web page. See, nothing happened. We don't see this heading fading in down. Let's see it again. So there is no animation. The reason there is no animation going on is because the animation has been already performed during page load. So what we need to do is to apply animation after all the content of this web page is fully loaded. And for that we will write little bit jQuery. Now I am going to script.js file. Now I am going to write little bit of jQuery to apply animation for home section. As I said before, we need to apply animation after all the content of the page is fully loaded, right? And for that we will use jQuery window on load method. Now I am going to write jQuery window on load method, and for that we have code snippet. This is jQuery window on load method. You are very well aware of window on load method because we have used it at many places inside script.js file. The code inside this function will be executed when the page is fully loaded. Now let's apply animation after the page is fully loaded. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add these animation classes via jQuery after the page is fully loaded. I'm going to select this h1 element, and the ID value of this h1 element is home-heading-1. I will copy this ID value, and now I'm going to select home heading 1 inside this window on load method, like this way. Okay, now we have selected home heading 1. Now I'm going to attach jQuery add class method, and I'm going to add these two animation classes using jQuery on page load. I will cut these classes, and I need to remove this class attribute. Now I am going to add animation classes to home heading 1 like this way. I will go ahead and I'll save script.js file, and let's see this code in action. I'm going to refresh this web page. Cool. Now you can see there is animation going on for this heading. You can see that there is animation going on for this heading. Actually right now you cannot see it properly because we need to define animation delay and duration for this animation. Let's do it. Okay, next step is to define animation delay and duration for animation. As per documentation of animate.css, we can define animation duration and delay, and we will do that using CSS properties. So next we need to define animation duration and animation delay. I'm going to style.css, and I need to write comment for animation. And comment is animation. Now I'm going to write CSS selector to select home heading 1, and the ID value of home heading 1 is home-heading-1. Okay, now we have selected home heading 1. Now let's write animation duration property for home heading 1. I'm going to write CSS animation duration property. The animation duration property defines how long an animation should take to complete one cycle. So the value of animation duration for home heading 1 is 1.5 second. Next we need to define the animation delay for home heading 1. I'm going to write CSS animation delay property. The animation delay property specifies a delay for the start of an animation. I want the animation of home heading 1 to get delay of 1 second. So the value of animation delay for home heading 1 is 1 second. I'll save, and let's see this CSS in action. I'm going to refresh this page. See, now there is delay of 1 second for this animation, and This fade in animation is taking 1.5 seconds to complete one cycle. You can see that. Now we have cool animation for home heading 1, and there is a delay of 1 second and the animation duration is 1.5 seconds. If I remove animation duration and delay, you can see the animation is happening very fast. So to make this animation smooth, we need to add animation duration and delay. So therefore we needed to add animation duration and delay. Okay, I'll get back to script.js file. Okay, before I move forward, I need to write comment for this jQuery code, and comment is home animation on page load. Okay, now we have cool fade in down animation for home heading 1. Cool. Okay, next I'm going to do a very important thing. I'm going to refresh this page and I'm going to show you something. If you notice, the animation fade in down has long distance to fade down. Let me show you again. As you can see, the heading digital has to cover long distance to finally fade down. We can reduce that vertical distance. Now I'm going to open animate.css library. I'm going to CSS folder. Inside CSS folder we have animate folder, and inside animate folder we have this animated.css library. I'm going to open this library. This is animate.css library. Okay, we are going to little bit customize this animate.css library. I'm going to search for fade in down. Just write fade in down in this text box and hit your enter button. Okay, here is the CSS for fade in down. The animate.css library is using transform with translate 3D property to perform fade in down animation. You are already aware of CSS transform property with translate, right? Using translate, you can move an element from its current position. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce the y-axis value by negative 50%. This value should be negative 50%. I'm going to refresh this page, and you can see we just reduced the y-axis for fade in down. If I set it with 200, it is going to use long vertical distance to fade in down. You can see that. Now the y-axis is too long and the default value was 100, which I think is too big. So we need to go with negative 50% for fade in down. So please go ahead and open your animate.css library and change the y-axis for fade in down, and the y-axis value is negative 50%. Okay, now it looks much better. There is no problem in customizing the animate.css library, and you can go ahead and you can play with these animations. Actually, I have created a list of animations which we need to customize inside animate.css for solo website. Here is the list. We need to customize these 4 animations inside animate.css. Now I'm going to customize animate.css by reducing x-axis and y-axis for some animations. Okay, we just customized fade in down and we just set the y-axis for fade in down with negative 50%, right? So we are done with fade in down. Next we have fade in up. I'm going to search for fade in up inside animate.css. Okay, here is the CSS for fade in up, and for fade in up we need to set the y-axis with 20%. This is the y-axis value for fade in up, and the new value should be 20%. Okay, next we have fade in left. I'm going to search for fade in left. Here is the CSS for fade in left, and for fade in left we need to set the x-axis with negative 20%. So the default value is 100%, and I'm going to reduce this value. This is x-axis and this should be 20% for solo website. Okay, after that we have fade in right. Now I'm going to search for fade in right. Okay, here is the CSS for fade in right, and for fade in right we need to set x-axis with 20%. So the default value is 100%, and the new value for solo website should be 20%. Okay, I'll go ahead, I'll save animate.css library. Please go ahead and make these changes inside animate.css. Okay, I'm done with customizing animate.css library. Okay, I'll get back to script.js file. Okay, next below digital we have creative agency heading. Now let's apply animation for this heading, which is saying creative agency, and the ID value of this heading is, let me check it inside index.html file, and the ID value for creative agency heading is home-heading-2. Actually we need to apply animation to all of these elements for home section. Below headings we have text with an ID home-text, and below text we have button element with an ID home-btn, and we have arrow down link for home section, and the ID value of arrow down is arrow-down. Let's apply animation to all of these elements. I'm going back to script.js file, and I'm going to duplicate this jQuery statement, and I'm going to use it for home heading 2, and the ID value of home heading 2 is home-heading-2. Okay, for home heading 2 I'm going to use fade in left animation. So the animation style for home heading 2 is fade in left. Let me show it to you inside animate.css website. I'm going to choose fade in left. Here it is. So I want the home heading to fade in left like this. Okay, I'll save script.js file, and let's see this fade in left in action. I'm going to refresh this page. Okay, let's see it on big screen. Okay, the animation is happening, but we need to add animation duration and animation delay for fade in left, I mean for home heading 2. So therefore you cannot see it because the animation for home heading 2 is happening very fast. Okay, we will add the animation duration and delay in a minute. Okay, first let's add the animation for all of these elements, and then we will go for animation delay and duration. Below home heading 2 we have home text, and for home text the ID value is home-text, and the animation style I am going to use for home text is zoom in. Okay, below this text we have this button element, right? And now I'm going to apply animation for this button element, and the ID value for this button element is home-btn, and I'm going to use the same animation style. I mean I'm going to use zoom in for this button element. Okay, after that we have this arrow down, and we need to apply animation for this arrow down, and the ID value of this arrow down is home-, let me check it. ID value of arrow down is, okay, it is arrow hyphen down, and inside this link we have this eye element, and we need to apply animation to this eye element. So the jQuery selector for this arrow down is, we have a link with an ID arrow hyphen down, and inside this link we have eye element. So this is going to be the jQuery selector to select this arrow down. The animation style I'm going to use for arrow down is fade in down. I want the animation for this arrow down to keep animating. It should not stop, and for that I need to attach infinite class. Let me show you. If you check the documentation of animate.css, I'm going to search for infinite. We have a class inside animate.css which is called infinite, and this class is used for an infinite loop. And now I'm going to use this class for this arrow down. I'm going to write infinite. Okay, now you can see the animation for this arrow down is in infinite loop, and it will keep animating. Okay, now let's define delay and duration for these animations as we did for home heading 1. I'm going to style.css. I'm going to copy this CSS and I'm going to use it for home heading 2. The ID value of home heading 2 is home-heading-2. For home heading 2, the animation delay should be 1.5 seconds. Also, the animation duration value is 1.5 second. Okay, I'm going to refresh this page. Cool. Now we have nice looking animation for home heading 1 and home heading 2. Okay. Now there is delay of 1.5 second for home heading 2. Cool. Next, let's define the delay and duration for home text button and for this arrow down. I'll copy this CSS, and the ID value of home text is home-text. And the animation delay for home text should be 2 seconds. And I'll keep the same value for animation duration as we used for others. Next, we have home button, and the animation delay for home button should be 2.5 seconds. And I'll keep the same value for animation duration. Okay, after that we have this arrow down, and the CSS selector for this arrow down is arrow hyphen down, and inside this we have eye element, and we need to set the animation delay for this arrow down, and the animation delay should be 3 seconds. And I'll keep the same animation duration. If you notice, I'm creating animation delay gap of 0.5 second for these elements. First, the home heading 1 will animate with delay of 1 second, and after that the home heading 2 will animate with 1.5 second. So there is gap of 0.5 second, and after that we will animate home text with 2 second. You can see that there is gap of 0.5 second, and after that we have home button with delay of 2.5 second, and after that we have this arrow down. I think we should not define the animation delay for arrow down, but let's keep it. Okay, I will go ahead, I'll save my this CSS, and let's see all this CSS in action. I'm going to refresh this page. Cool, perfect. Now we have awesome animation going on for home section. And you can see that how all these things are working together. I mean the animation duration and delay. So this is how the animation for home section should work. Cool. Okay, if you notice, the animation duration is same for all of these elements. You can see that we have same animation duration value for all of these elements. So why not to write the animation duration at one place for all of these elements? Let's do it. Now I'm going to write all of these CSS selectors at one place. I'm going to write all of these CSS selectors at one place and we will set the animation duration. First, I'm going to add home heading 1. After that, I'm going to add home heading 2. And I'm going to add home text. And now I'm going to add home btn. And now I'm going to add arrow down I element. Okay. For all of these CSS selectors, we need to set animation duration, and the animation duration value will be 0.5 second for all of these CSS selectors. And let me remove these properties because now we have it at one place right here, so we don't need these properties. So in case if you want to change the animation duration for these elements, you will just go here and you will change it from here. Okay, now I'm going to select these CSS selectors and I'm going to look for browser vendor prefix. Okay, I just added browser vendor prefix for these CSS properties and we are good to go. I'll go ahead, I'll save style.css and let's see the animation again for home section. Cool. Now we have nice looking animation for home section. Okay, I'll get back to script.js file. Okay, for home section we just needed to apply animation using jQuery because home section is a section which user will see first. Therefore, we need to apply animation for home section on page load. I'll close home section because we are done applying animation for home section. Okay, I'm done with this lecture. In next lecture, we will continue applying animation. We will apply animation to other parts of Solo website and we will apply that animation on scroll. And we already have wow.js and wow.js is going to help us to apply animation on scroll. Further, we would not need to write jQuery to apply animation because on scroll wow.js will handle that. So by next lecture it is going to be very easy to apply animation. See you in next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture we will continue applying animation to Solo website. Okay, in last lecture we applied animation to home section and we did that using jQuery because we needed to add these animation classes for home section on page load. Now we have cool animation for home section on page load. You can see we have cool animation for home section on page load. Onward, we would not need jQuery to apply animation because onward wow.js is going to help us to apply animation on scroll. I'm going to index.html file. Okay, now I'm going to apply animation to about section. I'm going inside about section. Inside about section we have about left side, about right side and about bottom. Now I'm going to apply animation to these parts of about section. For about left side we have this div with Bootstrap columns. We will add animation classes to this div. Okay. If you look at documentation page of wow.js plugin, we have these setup instructions. We are already done with step 1 and step 2. We have already linked animate.css and wow.min.js and we have already activated wow.js plugin, right? Next we need to reveal animation, and to reveal animation we need to add class wow, and after that we need to choose the animation style. Now let's add this wow class for about section. Okay, we already have class attribute, and now I am going to attach class wow. Okay, after that we need to choose the animation style, and the animation style can be bounce in up. It can be any animation. For left side of about section, I want the animation style to slide in left. I am going to choose slide in left from this list. This one. I want this vertical heading to slide in left. So next we need to add slide in left. So for left side of about section we need to add slide in left. I'll save index.html file, and I'm going to refresh this web page. Okay, now on page scroll you will see slide in left animation for left side of about section. I'm going to scroll down and see we have slide in left animation for left side of about section. Let me show you again. I am scrolling down and see we have slide in left animation for left side of about section. If you remove wow class, you would not see animation on scroll. I am going to remove this wow class, and let's see how it works inside web browser. Now I am going to scroll down and you would not see animation on scroll. See, there is no animation, because the animation for about left side has already been performed on page load. So to make that animation available on scroll, we use wow class. I'm going to put back the wow class. Wow.js makes the animation available on scroll, and this wow class belongs to wow.js plugin. Next we have some advanced options for wow.js plugin. We can set duration, delay, offset and iteration for an animation. We just need to set animation duration. I'm going to copy this data attribute and I'm going to use it for left side of about section right here. I want this animation to take 1 second to complete. So the value for animation duration attribute is 1 second. Please make sure you add data attribute outside of class attribute. This is just data attribute, which is an additional information for this div. Okay, now we have set the animation duration, and let's see it inside web browser. I'm going to scroll down, and now you can see that the slide in left animation is taking 1 second to complete. Let me show you again. Now you can see it is taking 1 second to complete. If you set the animation duration with 5 seconds, it will take 5 seconds. Let's check it with 5 seconds. I'm going to scroll down, and now you can see that the slide in left animation is taking 5 seconds to complete. 5 seconds is too much. I'll set it back with 1 second. Okay, now we have nice animation for left side of about section. Cool. Now let's apply animation for right side of about section. For right side, I will follow the same method of applying animation. I'm going to copy these animation classes along with animation duration data attribute, and I'm going to use them for right side of about section like this way. The animation style for right side of about section is slide in right. So this class should be slide in right. I'm going to refresh this web page, and you will see the right side of about section sliding in right, and this will happen on scroll. Did you see? The right side of about section is sliding in right. Cool. Next we have this image element, and we need to apply animation to this image element. Here is the HTML markup for about image. We have used 12 bootstrap columns for about image. Now I am going to apply animation to about image. I'm going to copy these animation classes along with animation duration attribute, and I'm going to use them for this div. And the animation style I'm going to use for this image is fade in up. So now you will see this image fading in up. I'll save. I'm going to scroll down and see this image is fading in up. Let me show you again. Cool. Perfect. This is how we wanted the animation for about section. Okay. Onward, we are going to use this way to apply animation to all the sections of Solo website. And to save time, I have made a list of animations for all the sections of Solo website. I'm going to use this file. I'll just copy and paste these animation classes because now you know how to apply animation, right? So let's do it quickly. Okay, we are done with part 1 of about section, and now I'm going to apply animation to part 2 of about section. This is the part 2 of about section. Inside about 2 we have total 3 about items, and now we are going to apply animation to these about items. For about item 1, we are going to use fade in left along with wow class. I'm going to copy these animation classes and I'm going to attach them to this div like this way. And for about item 2, we are going to use fade in up, and we need to define the animation duration of 2 seconds. This is about item 2. Okay. And we have about item 3, and the about item 3 should fade in right. I think I need to add comment for these about items. Let me add the comment. This is about item 01. This is about item 02, and this is about item 03. Okay, we just added animation classes to these divs, and let's see it inside web browser. I'm going to scroll down and you'll see cool animation for about section. Cool. Let's see it again. I'm going to navigate to About section. Cool. Now we have cool animation for these About items. Actually, in this lecture, you might not be feeling the animations the way they should be because I'm using a recording software which is not allowing me to show the animation the right way. But you can visit the demo version of Solo website anytime and you can see the animations in real time. Okay. To save time, I'm going to apply all these animations at once and we will check all these animations in one go. So let's make it quick. Okay, we are done with part 2 of About section. I'm going to close the About section and now I'm going to apply animation to Team section. Okay. For Team section, we need to apply animation to Team left side, Team right side and progress bars. Now I'm going to copy these animation classes along with animation duration attribute and I'm going to attach them to these divs like this way. I'm going to make it quick. Okay, now I'm going to attach animation classes to right side of Team section. This is right side and we need to apply animation to progress bars. And for progress bars, we need to add fade in up to this row. Like this way. Okay, I am done with applying animation to Team section. I am going to close Team section. Next we have statement section. I am going inside statement section and for statement section we are going to use fade in animation. I'm going to copy these animation classes and we need to attach these animation classes to this div like this way. Sorry, this should be call-md. Okay, next we have services section and services section is divided into two parts. This is first part and this is second part. Okay, for services section we need to apply animation to horizontal heading. We have this horizontal heading and now I'm going to attach animation classes to this div. This is going to make the horizontal heading to slide in down. Okay, we have laptop image. Okay, here is the laptop image and for this laptop image we need to attach slide in left. I'll copy these animation classes and I'm going to attach them to this div like this way. And then we have services items. Okay, we have these services items and we need to attach slide in right to this div, this one. I'm going to copy these animation classes and I'm going to attach them to this div. Okay, I'm done with services 1 and I think we don't have animation for services 2. Okay, we will keep the services 2 simple and inside services 2 we have these services tabs. We don't want to apply animation to these services tabs. Okay, now I'm going to close the services section and now I'm going inside portfolio section and for portfolio section we need to slide in the vertical heading. So this is the vertical heading for portfolio section and we need to attach these animation classes to this div right here. Okay, then we need to add animation classes to portfolio wrapper. I need to look for portfolio wrapper. Okay, here is the wrapper for portfolio and for this section we need to attach class attribute with these animation classes like this way. I will copy these classes and I'm going to attach them to this section which has an ID portfolio-wrapper. Okay, fine, we are done with portfolio section. Next we have testimonial section. Okay, for testimonial section we need to slide in left the vertical heading. This is the vertical heading, and we need to slide in left this vertical heading. Okay, and we have testimonial slider, and the testimonial slider should fade in with animation duration of 2 seconds. I'm going to copy these animation classes, and now I'm going to look for testimonial slider. Okay, here it is. We need to attach animation classes to this div like this way. Okay, I'm done with testimonial section. Next we have pricing section. Now I am going inside pricing section, and for pricing section we need to slide in down the horizontal heading. This is horizontal heading, and we need to attach animation classes to this div like this way. And now we are going to apply animation to pricing tables, and we have total 3 pricing tables. This is first pricing table, and we are going to fade in left the first pricing table. This is first pricing table, and for second pricing table we need to use fade in up with animation duration of 3 seconds. Okay, now I'm going to apply animation to third pricing table, and the third pricing table should fade in right. This is third pricing table. Okay, I'm done with applying animation for pricing tables. I'm going to close the pricing section. Next we have stats section, and we need to slide in left the vertical heading for stats section. Now I'm going inside stats section, and this is the vertical heading of stats section, and this vertical heading should slide in left. Okay, and we need to fade in up the row for stats section. This is the row, and this row should fade in up with animation duration of 2 seconds. Okay, I'm done with stats section. Below stats we have client section, and we need to attach bounce in left for clients row. Now I'm going inside client section, and I need to look for row. So this is the row. Inside this row we have clients logos, right? And we need to attach bounce in left with animation duration of 1 second, and there is also animation delay of 0.5 second. So these classes should go for this div like this way. So for this row we have animation style bounce in left with animation duration of 1 second and with animation delay of 0.5 second. Okay, I'm going to close the client section. Then we have block section. Now I'm going inside block section, and for block section we need to apply slide in left to block left. This is block left, and left side of block should slide in left. Okay, for right side we need to use fade in up with animation duration of 3 seconds. Now I am going to look for right side of block. Okay, this is the right side. Sorry, yes, This is the right side, and inside right side we have nested row, and inside nested row we have two blog posts, and I want these blog posts to fade in up, so we need to attach animation classes to this div which has class row. Okay, I'm done with blog section. Okay, cool, we are done with this file. I don't want to apply animation to contact section. If you want, you can go ahead and you can apply animation to contact section. Okay, this was to show you how to apply animation using animate.css and wow.js. Okay, I'll go ahead, I'll save index.html file. And now let's see all these animations for solo website in one go. Okay, I'm going to refresh this page and we will see the animation for solo website in one go. I'm going to scroll down and you will see animation for each section. Cool. Cool. Please pardon me, as I said before, I'm using recording software and which is not allowing me to show you the proper animation, but you can check it on the demo version of solo website. Let's see it again. Okay, now we have cool animation for each section. Cool. Perfect. Okay, that's it about applying animation, and please go ahead and add animations to your solo website and check it on your own system. Okay, I'm done with this lecture and I'm going to beautify my code inside index.html file. And I'm going to beautify code inside style.css, and I'm going to beautify code inside script.js. Okay, I'll go ahead, I'll save my project files. Okay, in next section we will optimize and finalize the solo website, and after that we will go live. I mean, we will be ready to make solo website live. Thanks, and I'll see you in next class. Hi, welcome to this new section. In this new section, we will be finalizing, optimizing and launching the solo website. In this lecture, we are going to give final touches to solo website. Okay, Now we have built the solo website and now it is time to give some final touches to it. There are few minor things which I think need to be fixed before we go live, and I have prepared a list for them. Let's make these minor changes. We need to increase the animation duration for about image. There is an image inside part 1 of about section. This is part 1, and inside this section we have this image, and for this image I want to increase the animation duration, and the animation duration for this image should be 2 seconds because I feel that this image should take more time to fade in up. I'll save and let's see it inside web browser. I'm going to navigate to about section, and now you can feel that this image is taking 2 seconds to complete the animation cycle. Okay, next we have to smooth the transition effect for about items. We have these about items and we do have transition effect for these about items, but we have to make it more perfect. I'm going to style.css and I'm going to look for CSS of part 2 of about section. Okay, here is the CSS for part 2 of about section. We already have transition effect for about item, icon and horizontal rule, but we are missing transition effect for heading and paragraph. We have heading and paragraph inside each about item, and now I am going to apply transition to them. I'm going to write CSS selector to select heading and paragraph of about item like this way. We have about item, and inside about item we have h3 element. Let me make sure. Yes, we have h3 element and we have a paragraph. Now I'm going to apply transition effect to these elements. I'm going to consider all transitions and it should take 400 milliseconds and the animation type should be linear. The linear specifies a transition effect with the same speed from start to end. Okay, I'll save and let's see this CSS in action. Okay. Now all the elements of the about item have transition effect, and I think it is now much better. Please go ahead and add this change inside style.css. Okay, I'll move forward. Next we need to make a change for progress bars. You know we have these animating progress bars on scroll. We need to increase the animation duration for these progress bars. I'm going to script.js file and I need to look for jQuery code of progress bars. Okay, here is the code for progress bars. Right now the animation duration for progress bars is 1000 milliseconds. 1000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second, which I think is small value. I want to give more time to these progress bars to animate. So therefore I am going to double the animation duration and new value is 2000 milliseconds. 2000 milliseconds is equal to 2 seconds. I'll save script.js file and now you will see these progress bars will take 2 seconds to complete their animations. Cool. Now they are fine. Now these progress bars are taking 2 seconds to complete their animations on scroll. Perfect. Okay, what we have next inside this list? We need to work on portfolio section. For portfolio section, we need to add animation duration of 1 second and animation delay of 0.5 second for portfolio wrapper. I'm going to index.html file, and now I'm going inside portfolio section, and inside portfolio section we have this portfolio wrapper, and for this portfolio wrapper we need to add animation duration and animation delay. First I'm going to add, let me copy it from other section. I'm going to copy this animation duration data attribute, and I'm going to use it for portfolio wrapper right here. So the animation duration should be 1 second, and we also need to add the delay. Now I'm going to add the delay, and the data attribute for animation delay is data-wow-delay, and the delay should be of 0.5 second. Okay, now you will feel animation duration of 1 second and animation delay of 0.5 second for this fade in up. I'll save and let's see it inside web browser. Okay, cool. Now the portfolio wrapper is taking some time to fade in up. Cool. Okay. Next, if you notice on hover of these portfolio items, there appears zoom in icon. This one. I don't like this zoom in icon. It should be a pointer. I prefer pointer. Let's change this zoom in icon with pointer. I'm going to style.css, and I'm looking for CSS of portfolio section. Okay. Here is the CSS for portfolio section. Right now for portfolio item wrapper, the pointer is set with zoom in, and we need to change it with pointer. So this should be pointer. If you like zoom in, you can go with zoom in, but I prefer to pointer. Cool. Now we have pointer for these portfolio items. Okay, I'll move forward. Next we need to work on block section. Now I am going inside block section. Okay, we have block section, and inside block section we have two blog posts. For block section we need to increase the post text, and we also need to reduce the post border radius. The border radius for this blog post is little big, so we need to reduce the border radius. Okay, first let's increase the text for these posts. This is the blog section, and inside blog section we have two blog posts, and now I am going to increase the text for blog posts. I'll simply copy and paste the dummy text. Okay, now it is fine. Let me add the new text for blog post 2. Okay, now they are looking cool. Next, I'm going to reduce the border radius for these blog posts, and for that I need to go to style.css, and I'm going to search for blog section. Okay, here is the CSS for blog section, and right now the border radius for blog post is 6 pixels, and I'm going to increase it. Sorry, I need to decrease it, and the new value is 4 pixels. Okay, fine, the new value should be 4 pixels. Okay, now we have sharp edges for these blog posts, and they are looking cool. Cool. I need to close the blog section. Okay. Next we have to correct few things for contact section. For left side of contact section, we need to change the email icon with dark icon. Right now there is a white icon for email address. There should be dark icon for email address. Let's change it quickly. Now I am going inside contact section. Okay, we have used font awesome icon. Actually, the font awesome icon class for email address should be just fa-envelope. I am going to remove this part. This class will render dark email icon, and I also need to change it for second address right here. Cool. Now you can see that we have dark email address icon. Okay. Next, I need to wrap the phone number and email address inside span element. These elements should be inside span element, like this way. And I need to put a dot in the end of this address right here. Okay. Okay, now we are good to go for contact section. We have dark email icon, and we just put the phone and email address inside span element. Okay. Next, we need to remove the default margin for copyright text, so we can make it vertical center. Right now, if you notice, the copyright text is not vertically center because there is some default bottom margin, and we need to remove that bottom margin. I'm going to style.css, and here is the CSS for footer element, for footer section. And for text of footer, we need to remove the margins. I'm going to set the margin with 0. Okay, now you can see that the copyright text is vertically center. I'm going to close the contact section. Okay. Okay, that's it about final touches. If you feel there is still something which needs to be fixed, let me know, we will fix it together. Okay, by next lecture we are going to take the necessary steps to optimize the solo website. I'll see you in next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we will add basic SEO to the solo website. Okay, the question is, what is SEO? SEO is the short form for search engine optimization. Basically, search engine optimization is a methodology of strategies, techniques, and tactics used to increase the number of visitors to a website by obtaining a high ranking placement in the search results page of a search engine. SEO really helps to ensure that a site is accessible to a search engine, and it really improves the chances that the website will be found by the search engine. Okay, let's add very basic SEO to the solo website. Okay, I'm going to add some important meta tags inside head section of solo website. I'm going inside head section, and right below title I'm going to add some important meta tags for SEO. For SEO, the very first meta tag I'm going to add is description meta tag. I'm going to write meta, and now I'm going to define the name for this meta tag, and the name for this meta tag is description. Next, I'm going to define content for this meta tag, and the content for this meta tag is creative website development with HTML5, CSS3, jQuery, and Bootstrap framework. The description meta tag defines a description for a web page. So this is going to be a description for this website. Okay, after description meta tag, I'm going to add keywords meta tag. I need to write meta, and now I'm going to define its name, and its name is keywords. And now I'm going to define some keywords for solo website, and the keywords are HTML5, CSS3, jQuery, Bootstrap, web design, web development, responsive website, and creative design, or we can say creative website. This meta tag is going to define keywords for search engines. Please go ahead and add these meta tags because these two meta tags are very important for SEO purposes, and they can really help a website to be found on search engines. I always highly encourage to add these meta tags to your website for high ranking. That's it about this lecture. I'll see you in next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to optimize all the images of solo website for better performance. Let's do it. Okay. We are using a lot of images for solo website, and it is very important to optimize all of these images for better speed loading. And we can optimize all of these images without losing image quality. So we need to optimize images for solo website. I'm going to use an online tool to optimize images. The online tool I'm going to use is this TinyPNG tool. Please visit this URL for TinyPNG. This is a great image optimization tool. This tool optimizes images with a perfect balance in quality and file size. It is an awesome tool. It helps to optimize the images without losing the image quality. And it is always good practice to optimize your website images before going live. Let's start optimizing images for solo website using this tool. You just need to drop your images inside this tool. I'm going to click on this button, and now I'm going inside images folder of solo website, and let's optimize images for about section. Okay, for about section we have only one image. I'm going to select this about.png image, and I'm going to optimize it. Now it is optimizing an image for me. Okay, it just optimized the image. You can see the difference. Before optimization, the image size was 150 KB, and after optimization, the image size is 65 KB. And Panda just saved us 58%. So this is going to really speed up the solo website. Okay, let's optimize the other images. Next we have images inside blog folder. I'm going to select these two images and I'm going to optimize them. Okay, cool. Now let me make it quick. I'm going to drop all the images of solo website at once and you're going to see it in a fast track. After blog we have client section and now I'm going to make it quick. Okay, I just optimized few images for solo website and after some uploads, now this tool is saying too many files uploaded at once. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I am going to open a new instance of TinyPNG and I'm going to continue optimization of images for solo website with this new instance of TinyPNG. Actually, we can upload up to 20 images and the maximum size of the image should be 5 MB each. Okay, I just optimized images for solo website, but there are two images which are too large. stats-bg.jpg and tag-statement.jpg, and this TinyPNG is not optimizing these two large images because it is saying file is too large. The maximum file size should be 5 MB each and it is asking me to go for Pro. Okay, we have an alternate online image optimizer tool. Let me show you. The tool I am going to use is optimizilla.com. Please visit Optimizilla for optimizing images. Now I am going to optimize images for stats and text statement using this tool. And this tool is going to accept large files for optimizing. Okay, I'm going to select images for stat section and also I need to optimize the image for text statement. Okay, now it is optimizing large images. It is going to take a little bit time, so meanwhile let's download these optimized images. I'm going to click on this download button and it will start downloading all of these images on my system. Okay, I just downloaded all of these optimized images and I think we missed to optimize the 001.jpg file for portfolio section. Okay, we will optimize that image in a minute. Now I'm going to copy all of these optimized images and I'm going to create a new folder on my desktop and I will give it a name optimized images. And inside this folder I am going to store all the optimized images. Okay. Next I need to download the optimized images from this second instance of TinyPNG, but before that we need to optimize the portfolio 001.jpg because we missed that. Okay, now I am going to click on this download all button. And we have these optimized images. I'm going to copy them and I'm going to store these optimized images inside this folder. Okay, Next, we need to download the optimized images from optimizilla.com. Now you can see that these two large images are optimized, and now I am going to click on this download all button. Okay, I just downloaded the optimized images from optimizilla.com. I'm going to copy them and I'm going to store them inside this folder. The size of these two images is still big. Let's optimize them again, but this time I'm going to use TinyPNG because the size of these two images is now less than 5 MB, and TinyPNG is going to allow us to optimize these two big images. I'm going to visit TinyPNG, and now I'm going to optimize images from optimized images folder, and we need to optimize again the images for stats and text statement. Okay, it just finished optimizing these images. I'm going to click on this download button, and I'm going to copy these two optimized images and I'm going to add them to optimized folder here. Okay, now the size of these two large images is in KBs, which is good thing. Okay, now let's replace the original images with optimized images. I'm going to open project folder of Solo website and I'm going inside img folder, and now I'm going to replace the original images with these optimized images, and I'm going to do it very fast. You'll see it in fast track. Okay, I just replaced all the original images with optimized images, and you can go ahead and you can compare them for file size. Now let's check the Solo website with optimized images. I'm going to close all of these folders. Okay, now we have Solo website with optimized images, and you will not see any difference in quality of images, but you will definitely feel the loading speed of Solo website once you make it live. See, there is no difference for images. And now we have optimized images for Solo website. Okay, everything is looking good. Cool. Please go ahead and optimize your images because we are very close to make Solo website live. In next lecture, I am going to show you how to validate your code. I'll see you in next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to validate the code for solo website. Okay, it is always best practice to validate your website code before you make your website live. In this lecture, we will validate the code of solo website. This is the index.html file of solo website. And now I am going to validate the HTML markup of solo website. For HTML markup validation, I use this online tool. Please visit this URL validator.w3.org, and on this page click on this tab button, Validate by Direct Input. You can insert your HTML markup inside this text box, and this tool can validate HTML for you. Now I am going to copy all the HTML of solo website, and I am going to insert the HTML markup inside this text box. After that, I am going to click on this check button, and it will start checking the HTML markup. Okay, it just finished the validation, and here is the result. We have some errors and warnings in HTML markup of solo website, and we need to fix them. We have some duplicate IDs. As you know, we cannot duplicate the ID. We can duplicate the class, but we cannot duplicate the ID, right? We have duplicate ID for button elements of services part 2. And we also have duplicate ID for button elements of pricing tables. Let's fix these errors. First, I am going to fix the duplicate IDs inside services section. Now I am going inside services section, and I need to go inside part 2 of services section. Inside part 2 of services section, we have these services tabs, and we have total 4 services tabs, right? And by mistake, we have used same ID for all the button elements of services tabs, and that is a mistake. The button elements of services tabs should have unique ID. As you can see right now, the button elements of services tabs have same ID. They should be unique. Okay, let's make them unique. This is the button element of service tab 1. Now let me assign unique ID for the button element of each service tab. So this is the button element of first service tab, and the ID value for this button element should be services-02-btn-01. Sorry, there should be hyphen. Okay, and this is the ID value of button element of service tab 2, and the ID value for this button element should be services-02-btn-02. And now I am going to assign a unique ID to the button element of service tab 03. This should be services-02-btn-03, and same goes for service tab 04. This should be services-02-btn-04. Okay, I just fixed the duplicate IDs for services tabs. I'm going to close the services section. Next, we need to fix the duplicate IDs for pricing tables. Now I am going inside pricing tables, and we have total 3 pricing tables, and each pricing table has a button element, and by mistake we have assigned same ID to all of these button elements of pricing tables. This is the button element, and the ID value of this button element is pricing-btn, and we have same ID for the button element of second pricing table, and we have the same ID value for the button element of third pricing table. So we need to assign unique IDs to these button elements for pricing tables. Okay, let's make them unique. This should be pricing-btn-01, and this should be pricing-btn-02, and this should be pricing-btn-03. Okay, now the button elements of pricing tables have unique IDs. And I'm going to close the pricing section. I'll go ahead, I'll save my changes. Okay, now let's validate the HTML markup of solo website again. I'll copy the HTML markup of solo website and I'm going to validate it again using this tool. I'll go back and I'm going to insert it inside this text box and I'm going to click on this check button. Okay, great. Now all the errors are gone and we just got one warning which is related to Google Map. Okay, it is saying section lacks heading. Consider using H2 and H6. Okay, it is just a suggestion. We can ignore this warning. Please go ahead and ignore this warning. Okay, now we are good to go for the HTML markup of solo website. And the HTML markup of solo website is up to standard. Cool. So we just finished validating the HTML markup of solo website. Next we need to validate the CSS code of solo website. For CSS code validation, I use this online CSS validator tool. Please visit this URL jigsaw.w3.org/css-validator and click on this tab button by direct input. Okay, now I'm going to copy all the CSS from style.css. I'm going to style.css and I'm going to copy all the CSS from style.css and I'm going to paste it inside this text box. After that, I'm going to click on this check button and it is going to check the CSS for me. Congratulations, no error found. For style.css, we are good to go. Next, we have CSS for responsive layout. Let's validate that too. I'm going to responsive.css file and I'm going to copy all the CSS from responsive.css file and I'll paste it inside this text box. And I'm going to click on this check button. Great. Congratulations, no error found. Great. There is no error inside responsive.css file. If we had error, for example, if I remove this opening curly brace from this CSS selector, okay, I just removed the opening curly brace and now you are going to see an error. See, we got an error. We found the following errors. So if you have an error inside your style.css or inside your CSS, you are going to see an error. But thanks, we don't have an error. Awesome. That is awesome. Okay, next we need to validate the jQuery code. I'm going to script.js file. For jQuery code validation, I mostly check the console window of browser. Let's take a look at console window. I'm going to inspect solo website and now I'm going to check the console window. I'm going to click on this console tab. See, we don't have an error. So if there is any error inside your jQuery code, you will see it inside this console window. For example, if we make an error inside script.js file, let's say I'm going to delete these braces. Sorry, I should delete them. And I should save script.js file. See, now we have errors inside console window. So by this way, you can check the code of jQuery. I'll put back the braces. Okay. So we are also good to go for jQuery code, right? Okay, please go ahead and validate your code before you go live. Okay, we just finished validating the code for solo website and that's it about this lecture. I'll see you in next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we will test the Solo website across all the major browsers like Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, Chrome and Opera. So we can make sure that the Solo website is fully compatible with all the latest and major browsers. Let's start cross-browser testing for Solo website. Okay, we have been developing the Solo website using Chrome browser. And we know that everything is okay with Chrome browser, but I'm going to check the Solo website again with Chrome browser for cross-browser testing. I'm going to open the index.html file of Solo website with Chrome browser. And we are going to make sure that everything is okay for Solo website with Chrome browser. Okay, good. Everything is looking great for Solo website with Chrome browser. Right now I am checking the Solo website with Chrome browser and everything is looking great. Okay, everything is looking cool inside Chrome browser. Okay, we are good to go for Chrome browser. Next, I am going to check the Solo website with Mozilla Firefox. Now I am going to open the index.html file of Solo website with Mozilla Firefox. And we will check that if everything is okay for Solo website with Mozilla Firefox. Okay, this is the view of Solo website inside Mozilla Firefox. And everything seems perfect. Everything is looking great inside Mozilla Firefox. Okay. Everything is looking fine with Mozilla Firefox. Perfect. We are good to go with Mozilla Firefox. Next, I am going to check the Solo website with Internet Explorer. This is Internet Explorer and I'm using the Internet Explorer 11. Let me show you. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. Okay. Internet Explorer restricted this web page from running script or ActiveX control. Okay, I am going to allow blocked content. Okay, cool. Okay, this is Internet Explorer 11. Perfect. The animation is looking awesome on Internet Explorer 11. Cool. Everything is looking great on Internet Explorer 11. The scrolling of Internet Explorer 11 is awesome. Perfect. Everything is looking great with Internet Explorer 11. Okay, now I am going to check the solo website with Microsoft Edge browser. Okay, cool. This is the view of solo website inside Microsoft Edge. And everything is looking great. Perfect. The solo website is looking great inside Microsoft Edge browser. Cool. So we are good to go with Microsoft Edge browser. Next, I am going to check the solo website with Opera Internet browser. Okay, this is the Opera Internet browser. And now we are going to check the view of solo website inside Opera Internet browser. Perfect. Everything is looking awesome inside Opera Internet browser. There is no issue inside Opera Internet browser. Okay. Perfect. We are good to go with Opera Internet browser. Okay, for Safari browser, you can check the solo website with your iPhone, iPad, or if you are using Mac, you can check the solo website with Safari browser on Mac. All will be good there too. Okay, solo website is fully compatible with all the latest and major browsers, and that is a great news. In next lecture, we will minify the code for solo website. I'll see you in next class. Thanks. Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to minify the code for solo website. Okay, in this lecture, we will minify the code for solo website. The minify is the process of compressing the code from original size to the smallest size, and it doesn't affect the operation of the code. And it is going to reduce the load times and bandwidth usage on website. The minification dramatically improves the site speed and accessibility. So let's minify the code for solo website. First, I'm going to minify the CSS files. I'm going inside CSS folder. Inside CSS folder, we have animate folder. Inside animate folder, we have animate.css library. We need to use the minified version of animate.css. So I'm going to right click on this animate.css file and I'm going to select minify. You will see this minify option only if you have installed the brackets JS and CSS minifier extension, which I have installed in the beginning of this course. I'm going to choose minify. Okay, it just created minified version of animate.css. This is the minified version of animate.css. We will use this minified version in a minute. Okay. Next, we need to minify the bootstrap.css file. For Bootstrap framework, I am going to use the minified version which we downloaded from Bootstrap server. This is the zip folder of Bootstrap framework, and we downloaded this zip folder from Bootstrap server while we were working on Bootstrap framework. I am going inside this zip folder and I am going to look for minimized versions of Bootstrap files. Inside CSS folder, you can find bootstrap.min.css file. I am going to copy this minimized file and I am going to paste it inside CSS folder of solo website. Now I am going inside CSS folder of solo website, and next I need to go inside Bootstrap folder and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, next I need to look for Bootstrap JavaScript file. Inside JavaScript file you will find this bootstrap.min.js file. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it inside JS folder of solo website. Inside JS folder we have Bootstrap folder, and inside this Bootstrap folder I'm going to paste bootstrap.min.js file. Okay, we just got the minimized version of Bootstrap files. Next we have Font Awesome library, and we already have minimized CSS file of Font Awesome library, and I think we are already using the minimized version of Font Awesome library. Okay. Next we need to minify the CSS file of magnific popup. I'm going to right click on this magnific-popup.css file and I'm going to choose minify. Okay, we got minimized version of magnific popup CSS file. Next we have all carousel folder, and for all carousel we already have minimized versions, and that is good. Okay, next we have a responsive tabs plugin, and now I'm going to open the responsive-tabs.css file and I'm going to minify this responsive-tabs.css file. Okay, we got the minimized version of responsive-tabs.css file. Okay, next we have responsive.css and style.css. I'm not going to minify the responsive.css and style.css because I think you might frequently need to check the demo version of Solo website, and I think you might be also looking at the code of Solo website. Therefore, I'm not going to minify responsive.css and style.css. But if you think you are done with coding, you should definitely minimize your style.css and responsive.css file. Okay. So we are done with CSS files. Next we have optimized images, right? And next we need to optimize the JavaScript files. Okay, we already have minimized version of Bootstrap JavaScript file. Okay, we have minimized version of counter plugin. Okay, we do need to minimize the JavaScript file of easing plugin. Okay, this is the file. I'm going to minify the jQuery easing plugin. Okay, we just got the minimized version of jQuery easing plugin. Next we have Isotop plugin, and we already have the minimized version of Isotop plugin. Sorry. Next we have Magnific Popup plugin, and we already have the minimized version of Magnific Popup plugin. Okay, we are good to go. Next we have All Carousel plugin, and we already have minimized JavaScript file of All Carousel plugin. Okay, we already have the minimized JavaScript file of responsive tabs plugin. Okay, we are also good to go for waypoints and for wow plugin. Good. Okay, so we have this jQuery.js file, and we need to minimize the jQuery library. Okay, let's get the minimized version of jQuery library from jQuery website. Okay, now I'm going to visit the jQuery website. Okay, now I'm going to click on this download jQuery button, and it is going to take me to the downloads page of jQuery. And here I'm going to click on this download the compressed version of jQuery. I'm going to click on this link. Okay, I just downloaded the compressed version of jQuery. Okay, I already had. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to use it for Solo website. I'm going inside JS folder of Solo website. This is the old version. I'm going to delete it and I'm going to use the new and compressed version. I'm going to rename it with jQuery.min. Sorry, it should be jQuery.min.js. Please go ahead and download the compressed version of jQuery library. Okay, now we have compressed version of jQuery library. Okay, now we got the minimized version of all the files of Solo website. Next, we need to rename the paths inside index.html file. I'm going to index.html file and I'm going inside head section. Okay, inside head section we have to rename some paths. Okay, we are good to go for font awesome. And now I'm going to use the bootstrap.min.css file. This is the compressed version of bootstrap css file. Okay, we are already good to go for all carousel css files, and we need to rename this file. It should be now responsive-tabs.min.css. This is the compressed version of responsive tabs. Okay, next we need to correct the name for magnific popup, and this should be magnific-popup.min.css. Okay, next we are going to use the animate.min.css. okay, we have not minified the style.css and responsive.css file. Okay, next I need to correct the paths for JavaScript files. Okay, now we have compressed version of jQuery library and I'm going to use it. So the jQuery file name should be jQuery.main.js, and now I'm going to use the compressed version of bootstrap JavaScript file. So this should be bootstrap.main.js. We are good to go for all carousel, for waypoints, for responsive tabs, for isotop, for magnific popup, for counter up, and we need to correct the path for easing plugin. And for easing plugin we have the minimized version, and now we are going to use the minimized version for easing plugin. So this should be jQuery.easing.1.3.min.js. perfect. And we have the minimized version for wow.js file. Perfect. I'm going to save and I'm going to close these minimized files. Okay, now let's take a look at Solo website with minimized files. I'm going to click on this live preview button. Okay, cool. This is the view of Solo website with minimized files, and everything should work perfect. Cool. Everything is looking perfect. Okay, everything is looking perfect after minimizing the files for solo website. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So everything is good after minimizing the files for solo website. So this is how you minimize the code for your website. Okay, that's it about this lecture. Please go ahead and minimize your files because that is going to improve the site's speed and accessibility. Now I think we are ready to go live, right? What do you think? Are you ready? Yes, we are ready. In next lecture, we are going to go live. We will make the solo website live on internet. I'll see you in next class. Thanks. Okay, finally we are about to launch the solo website and it is going to be very exciting. You will see the solo website live on the internet in next few minutes. To make your website live on the internet, you need two basic things. First, you need domain name, which can be www.yourdomain.com. And second, you need web hosting provider, which will help you to make your website available on the internet. I already have both of these two things, and now I am going to launch the solo website in a minute. Okay, I have this project folder of solo website and now I am going to compress this project folder. I am going to right click and I am going to compress project folder of solo website. Okay, I got the zip file of solo website. Next I need to upload this zip file to the hosting server. For hosting I use HostGator. There are several hosting providers like Bluehost, iPage and InMotion, but I like to use HostGator because I very like their support team. Okay, I already have an account on HostGator and this is the login page for control panel of HostGator. Now I am going to log in into my HostGator control panel. Okay, I just logged in and this is the control panel of HostGator. Okay, there are different ways to upload your website files. Like you can upload your website files through FTP or you can also upload your website files through your code editor. But I'm going to keep things simple and I will upload solo website files through control panel. Okay, let me upload the solo website. I'm going to click on files and under files, I'm going to navigate to file manager. And here on this page I have this www folder. Now I am going inside this www folder. Inside www folder I have a folder with name U. Now I am going inside this U folder. In this U folder I already have a demo version of solo website. This is the demo version of solo website which you have been looking at throughout this course. I am going to rename this folder and it should be now old version of solo website. Okay, now I am going to upload the new version of solo website, the version which we built together in this course. Okay, let me upload the new version. I am going to click on this upload button and I am going to start uploading the new version of solo website. I'm going to click on this select file button and now I'm going to select the zip folder of solo website from my desktop. Okay, it just started uploading new version of solo website. Okay, great. It just finished uploading a new version of solo website. I'll go back. Okay, now we have solo.zip file on server. Next, I have to extract this solo.zip file. I'm going to click on this extract button and it is going to extract this zip file. Okay, I will extract solo.zip file inside public folder. I'm going to click on this extract files button. Okay, files are extracted. Next, I'm going to click on this reload button and I got solo project folder. Okay, I just need to rename this project folder. I'm going to rename the solo with small s so you can access it easily. Okay, it should be solo with small s. Okay, now I'm going to access the new version of solo website through URL. For domain, I have my own domain which is www.idnxschool.com/ and inside this we have U folder and inside this we have a new version of solo website. Awesome. I got the solo website live. Now the solo website is live on the internet. And everything is looking cool. Congratulations. We just made the solo website live on the internet. It was a long journey building this huge website, right? And I hope you learned a lot building this huge website. Now you can access the new version of solo website through this URL. Okay, everything is looking great. I have attached the full source code of solo website with this lecture. Please go ahead and download it. Okay, everything is looking cool. Okay, my dear students, now we got the live version of solo website. If you have any question or if you need any help, please let me know. I will always make myself available to help you. And don't miss the next lecture. In next lecture, I have some important things to say. See you in next class. Thanks. Okay, well done. You did a great job. It was a long journey with you on this course. And I hope you have learned a lot of new things and you also got a better idea how a website can be developed. Now, you would be thinking what to do next. Let me show you some of the great platforms where you can find web development jobs. The first platform is Upwork. Upwork is the world's largest workplace where you can find jobs related to web development. I highly recommend this workplace to look for web development projects. The second platform is this freelancer workplace. On this platform, you can find more opportunities for web development. You can find jobs related to HTML5, CSS3, jQuery, Bootstrap, and you can provide your services as a web developer. Go ahead and start looking for web development projects because now you have great skill set for web development. Okay, now I need one favor from you. I would really appreciate if you could please leave a review and write some feedback about this course because your positive review will have big impact on this course and its future students. In next section, I have some discounted offers only for you, so please do check the next section for my other courses. I hope you have enjoyed this course and thank you so much for taking this course. Take care and I wish you good luck with all the new skills and for your career, and I'll see you next time. Bye.